So with the man, it's your boy Coop, man. We back at you with another one of these interviews, man. The Drunk Blogger Hour, I guess you suppose. But, man, I got a special guest on here, man. You know, a good buddy of mine, somebody I've been knowing for a long time through the game and through mutual friends, man. So, you know, he's been on the platform before, and it's always a pleasure to have him on the platform again. What's up with the wax face guy?
What's good, Coop? How you doing, bro? It's been a minute, man.
Yes, sir. It has been a minute, man. And during that minute, you know, you've been active, you know, in many ways than once. So, I mean, before we get off into the interview, I mean, you know, the people who do know you, but just for these people who don't know you, man, just give us a quick introduction, man. Let them know who
Pittsburg, California, P-World representative. Also, you know, I traveled a lot young, so I put it down for the 206 up north in Seattle area, and I put it down for Pittsburg, California, and I'll be out in Brompton, and I fuck with Dago. I'll be everywhere, so I like to rep it all. But I'm from Pittsburg, CA, first and foremost, let that be said, and I've been putting it down on some rap shit, like I've been putting it down for there for a minute now, so kind of like a staple out there if you ain't heard of me yet. Now you probably have, you know.
Wax, I gotta ask you, man. When was the last time you been home?
Home where?
To the Berg.
I'm out here right now. I'm actually out here right now. I got back like 2-3 days ago. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I'm out here constantly, bro. It's a myth I don't be there, Coop. You know what I mean? Like I'm there more than anywhere else, pretty much. Like a couple years back, I was out in I had a spot in Florida. I was out there a lot more. I had a spot in Hollywood. I used to be in Atlanta a lot, staying at Flock House. I used to be just moving around a lot, bro. I even be in New York, like Queens and South Jamaica and shit, fucking with Bake and Frenchie and all them from the squad. I be getting around a little everywhere, and I like to get spots in them areas and really touch down and get to, like, everywhere you go, be a different culture. Like, Dago they big on the pimping, you know what I mean, and Dago and gang banging and shit. Like, everywhere you go is something different, though. Like, Florida, they just be chilling, smoking lean, drinking lean and smoking their little weed and popping their pills or whatever. Some places be cool, and the other ones be a little more spicy than other ones, you know what I mean? Like New York or somewhere, some grimy spots like Jersey and shit. I'll be out there, too. I like to travel, man.
I'm glad you touched on that, because that was definitely one of my questions in the interview. So I guess I touch on it right now. So you know, you being from the Bay Area, but like you mentioned, you've traveled a lot. You've been around as a young guy. But you know, I really can't say we can categorize you as the typical quote unquote Bay Area sound. So is those travels a reason? Where you get is how you get your sound, a different sound and a different, you know, creative background than you know, the normal, typical hyphy sound, you know, mob music. You know what I'm you know where I'm going with it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where it stemmed from, bro. Cause even before I like to travel, like that shit come from my childhood. When I was real young, my mom was getting divorced from my dad, and they had an ugly divorce, so my mom was always trying to run from my dad, and she was moving around a lot. So when I was young, I was always getting up, like having to switch schools and go living in Atlanta or Long Beach or up in Washington or something. Like my mom was always moving. So I just got used to that shit. I embraced it, you know what I mean? And I guess I grew into it as an adult, and it happened with my career too. Like as I moved around, I took to different music. So I would listen to different shit from all the way from like Eshawn from Detroit or fucking like Top Authority. Like I just had a real broad music, taste in music that I was listening to back in the day. Like I would listen to Spice One, but I would also listen to Nas. It wasn't really about where somebody was from enough, and I listened to it all type shit. You know what I mean? So that kind of carried over into my career type shit. My musical influences I like. And also Atlanta too. Like I be in Atlanta so much. Like when I first got out there working with Convict and everybody, I didn't know how to really get on them trap beats, them real slow tempos, and it took me a while to master that. You know what I mean? Like fucking with Gucci or Rock and all them I be in the studio, learn from Wu, or learn from whoever from the squad. I pick up on little shit how to ride them trap beats, and then it was just like rap. I'm always trying to learn with rap, cool, you know what I mean? So I'm always trying to take on a challenge. Some beats is more challenging than other beats. Like double time beats, you gotta write more to them, and you gotta find a wave to them to like ride them right. Like that's what I did. Like I figured the music I was doing, certain music, like I did my music too. I came in the game doing it, but you know what I mean. It just wasn't really me. You know what I mean? Like it was out of my lane. I needed to find my own sound, not just like come into a general Pittsburgh sound that was established before I came home when I was fucking with like Ryder and them early in my career. Jack, rest in peace. You know what I mean?
Oh man, you know, I want to take it back. You know, early on in your career, since you just mentioned that, you know, you tried to sell early in your career. A lot of fans, you know, I'm doing an interview with Wax in the forums on the sickness. A lot of cats ask this question multiple times, and a lot of people want to know when, where, how did you meet Woody, and you know how that relationship turned musical.
Well, like my brother was in the streets when I was in prison and shit. Like, bro was getting a lot of money selling dope and shit. And when I came home, he pretty much he was like, he had a couple million tucked, and he kind of knew everybody, you know what I mean, in the scene. So he like introduced me. He knew I'd been in the pen. I'd always send my tapes out with my music, and he was like, man, just come home. We're gonna get this shit off the ground. We're gonna start a label and do all this shit. So when I came home, that was one of the first things bro did, like to give me some inspiration and show me that, look, you could do this independent shit and just follow in footsteps. Like he took me over to the Hilton, and Woody had like the presidential suite in Concord. It was like a little Hilton or some shit, a little. I came into the suite, and it was like, this motherfucker Woody had pit bulls, big ass pit bulls running around the suite and shit, like big ass suite with bitches, all kind of his homies running around and shit. And bro, like, introduced me to him, and he just off top, he gave me the game. He was like, you fresh out? Like, fuck with me. Like, come through, I'll put you on this shit. If you serious about this music shit, like, come through, I'll give you the game, you know what I mean? And it was pretty much like that simple. Like, I got introduced to him, hung out for about an hour in the room, then we went and fucked around with me and my homies, and then ended up showing up at his studio probably like a week later, just followed through on the follow-up, you know what I mean? And then showed up, and then just came to his house, and from there it was on. Like, we just started doing music, and like, we knew a lot of the same circle too. Like, my bro knew a lot of his family, and his people knew my people, so it wasn't like it was no standoffish shit. It was like easy in that way. So I fuck with a lot of the Northers from Pittsburgh and Antioch from back in the days and shit. I grew up with a lot of them too, back in the trailer park over in Pittsburgh.
So that's your ties, your northern ties with the northern community. You also was childhood friends with a lot of his mutual friends of his as well.
Yeah. So basically that was it, bro. And like he just gave me the game, man. I ride shotgun in his car. He'll go pick up his little CD sales monies, and we'll go run, start barbecue at the park or something, call all his homies through. He just pretty much like treated me like one of his own. Like, he put me in his crew. Like, for example, when I was in the pen, some of my homies from Compton, like Doobie Hill, it was a motherfucker from Front Hood came through one time in Compton. He didn't have no homies, and the Crips wasn't taken to him because he was just like outcasted. But Doobie knew him from junior high and was like, fuck that, I don't care where he's from. He let blood eat at the table for like a year, damn near, you know what I mean? And just the homies had to have his back, and Doobie was gonna press the line. Like, it's kind of like that, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't gotta, it ain't necessarily. Damn, I got sidetracked. I'm smoking this good, bro. It ain't even gotta like pertain necessarily, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I ain't got to be from there. He just took me in from like the North. Like, I was one of them, because he seen like it wasn't no Pyrus out here, it wasn't no Bloods out here, and he seen that. I think Woody kind of took to me because I was a white boy too, and he's like, yo, you went to the pen, like. You was a black gang. You in a black gang, and you went to the pen. You know, like, Woody did a lot in the streets, but that was like the only thing he ain't really do on like some street shit was like go to the pen. You know what I mean? And Woody was like a gang leader, so if he go to the pen, he ain't gonna be the gang leader too. You know what I mean? Like that was like it was kind of like something that fascinated him a little bit in me. Like I went through and I held that down, and came back to it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of white boys be wondering, like they from gangs and they wonder what's gonna happen when they go to prison, because prison, like race does matter in prison. You know what I mean? Like some people, that shit negate that shit. A lot of white boys go to prison and they try and lie about where they from, and they become peckerwoods, white boys, or some kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? They're just PC up, my nigga. But like everybody ain't on that shit. Some white boys go in there, put it down, and they really be on the block. Like I ain't never had no white celly. I ain't never had none of that, bro. Like no crip celly, unless I was like it was on some music shit. I invited them over to a Pyru tier. You know what I mean? Like wasn't never no mixing or mingling. And motherfucker tried to put me in a cell with a white boy. I'd roll him up on top. Like ain't no talking, no nothing. I'm just hands all over. You know what I mean? Like motherfucker blame that motherfucker, send him back to that guard. Like man, go roll it up. Fuck that shit. But that's how I ran it, and bro seen that, so he took to me from that. Like, and he put demos down in front of me too. I seen bro in the streets get busy. Like, it wasn't just on no rap shit. Like, bro was about that action. You know what I mean? And we like bonded on some other shit too. And he was with that shit on the sickness, bro. When I first came to his house, he'll be on the sickness on the computer, and motherfucker say something to Wood wrong. He looking for your address. He in the DMs or whatever the fuck. He like, where you at? We pulling up. He trying to come to barbecues. He trying to lay something down. Like, motherfuckers, it was real judge a book on his cover type shit with Wood. You know what I mean? Like, he was the first white rapper that really didn't look like a rapper, too. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't look like your typical rapper, bro. He looked like a cholo, but a white boy. You know what I mean? And motherfuckers just was like the first kind of that shit. Like, bro had it popping before I came home and shit. He was already on with his little CDs out and had his little fan base going. Like, it was posters of his shit everywhere when I came home. He was bracking.
Yeah,
that's bro.
Indeed, man. Rest in peace, Woody, man. Definitely founder father of some of this Northern Cali rap, the Northern Exposure series and things like that. He put a big name on for a lot of Northerners out there, man. You know, like Wax said, he was really in the streets and all the shit. So, you know, rest in peace, Woody, man. I did the last interview with Woody, man, and I want to say a matter of days, if it wasn't the same night, he killed himself, man. So, you know, rest in peace to Woody, man. But
yeah, rest in peace, bro, man. Like that shit is fucked up, man.
Yeah. So, man, right now, man, you know, you've been on the campaign, you've been working, you've been doing your thing, you know, Ill Burn, Pyrex. Before we get into this new album, you got the Pyrex label going on. You've been doing a lot of changes. If anybody's been keeping up with your career, you know, it's been people coming in, it's been people going out. Tonight, right now, 2016, who's the current Pyrex roster?
Right now, we got, let me see. We got bands from Chicago. We got Smig Dirty. We got iRock. We got Lavish D, we got Thola, we got Young Cat, and then we got Frenchie and Luda Kid, and then we got E-Bang, and then we fucking with like Brad Leon to Go Good from Pittsburg, and who else we fucking with, bro? That's pretty much it, bro. It's probably somebody I'm forgetting, but it ain't three people I'm forgetting. You know what I mean?
All right, man. So you just answered another question that was asked. People want to know Lavish D.
Yeah.
So Lavish D is Pyrex. Everybody know about Lavish D on the Signals. We broke a lot of news stories on it. On Signals, did a lot of interviews. Y'all know the hype between the guys. Service of time right now. As a businessman, you know, CEO of the label Pyrex and things like that. What made you make the decision to go ahead and say, you know what, Lavish D, this is the guy I want to fuck with, the guy I want to endorse through my Pyrex label brand?
Well, it's like a no-brainer, bro. It's like things transpire behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Like, in the politics. Like, through the years of having my issues with Hustler, it's like people behind the scenes, like management and show promoters or people that it's a lot of behind the scenes favoritism was going on, a lot of favoritism and like flat out blackballing too. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like Huss do work and do all the business for Big Von at Camille. You know what I mean? So you could imagine how hard it would be for me to get something in regular rotation up there. And I it's not like I'm just thinking it's a conspiracy theory or something. Like, nah, I heard phone calls with motherfuckers blatantly like, nah, I can't fuck with him. I can't host his mixtapes. I can't do no work with him, but I could like play a record once or twice. Like, what's a record being played once or twice really gonna do for me? So that kind of like cripples me with radio locally, you know what I mean? In that regard. And it trickles down to Lav, you know what I mean? Because once it became like a one mob situation, you got Joe Blow dissing me, you got Hustler on this shit, me and Hus got our situation, and then they all linking up on some other shit. So if they linking up, trying to link up against Lav, you know what I mean? It's like, it kind of forced my hand anyway on some regular shit. And then on some regular shit, I met Lav in the streets, just on some humbug shit out in Sacramento. Me and bro had met up and just bumped heads on some regular shit, and we kind of like, I like how bro like handled himself, you know what I mean? Like on some street shit. So I don't know what everybody talking about on the internet. I know what I've seen from my eyes, and I take people at face value. What I seen from Lav, he ain't never showed me nothing but some real shit. You know what I mean? Like he ain't handle himself like no sucker and we was in a situation together where it could have went any way. You know what I mean? So like I fuck with bro on that off top, and then on the music shit, I felt bad for bro. Like bro in jail doing years. And, like I went through some shit with that black ball coupe. You know what I mean? Like it was hard when Mac Dre died and Huss being on the last cover he did, like people didn't want to hear what I was saying, and it kind of like, as far as behind the scenes, it made shit rough, bro. Like as far as down to even like SMC Records, like I had my albums was getting shelved. Like I'll bring my albums to certain labels, and then they'll take my marketing strategy and apply it to another album and shelf my shit. Like I had a lot of things going on behind the scenes. So I with Lav and them, I seen like the situation that was going behind the scenes with him, and I wasn't sure if he was aware of it. Like, bro, you know what's happening like behind the scenes with these people, like, you know what I mean? So as we got to talking and chopping it up, like we kind of like put all the pieces to the puzzle together. Like he had some of the missing pieces for me, and I had some of the missing pieces for him. So it was like, man, it's like a no-brainer, bro. We go in the same spot, and everybody clicking up on you already. Like, man, we might as well just tie our boats up and get to the same spot. You know what I mean? So that it was kind of like that, and bro, dope as fuck to me too. Like he gassing, he tearing shit up. You know what I mean? Thola eating shit up, Dre the killing shit out there. Like I fuck with bro and them, and like that's how the situation is. You know what I mean? When bro get home, I got a situation for him, like with some with my resources, and then his resources. He's gonna make them open them up to us. So that's pretty much the situation. It ain't like I just signed Lav and he just my artist though. It's like banked up Pyrex. Like we really doing this shit together. You know what I mean? But I'm an executive producer album too, and like get Southside London on the track, get all my like resources, all my homies from my hood that is doing something musically and tie him up with his shit and have him get on some of them beats and have Nonstop do some production and do some mixes and mastering, get him with some shimp covers. You know what I mean? I just know how to apply my normal what I do with my music, you know what I mean, and give him the game on how I do it, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm bringing to the table for him. It's not like I'm just gonna be over here like, they're gonna be doing their own records too, you know what I mean? It's gonna be the ones I do for Pyrex, the main albums, like I'm gonna be promoting them, and I got a budget for it. I'm not just coming blind like give me an album. It's gonna be some low budget shit. Like I'm trying to build Pyrex into like an independent major. I'm like overnight type shit in the next like 12 months. I got a big plan, and I'm gonna be releasing at least like 8-9 albums in the next 6-7 months. Like I got a group album with bands, the Over East, and I got another solo album, RX Lord Bang, got Drug Lord Dreams, then we got Frenchie Project, Woo Project, and then Thola got a project he's working on, Lab Coming, Smig, Rock. Everybody just submitting their albums, and then we're gonna be dropping them one by one, you know what I mean? Get them in the Rasputins, get all the promo up. It's just and push as a team. So that way, once Lav get home, we can all tour, do all our shit, get our money on our route, and then like. They say I can have their route, we're gonna have our route. Motherfuckers cross paths, it is what it is, you know what I mean? This shit ain't new to me. This shit ain't new to Lab, bro. Like, we ain't scared of nobody out here. Motherfuckers, we the boys out here as far as how we running. So we know we don't be slipping, we don't be out here lacking, we don't be talking, nothing we ain't gonna back up. Motherfucker, see me, you know exactly what it is every time, bro. You know, like, so basically that's like, what it is.
So you seen something that kind of resembled your situation, and you felt for him, and there you go. Now y'all working together. But then that goes to my next question. You said you seen him with some behind the scenes things going like that. You mentioned another young artist who's been definitely he's been on my radar for a while.
Young Cat.
With the last Young Cat, you know. So you mentioned Joe Blow, this Q, and having the Lavish D situation involved. Is that a similar reason to why or how Young Cat is also in a business partnership with you and the Pyrex label?
Yeah, Cat just happened to fuck with Lav at the time. You know, Lav tapped in with everybody. So Cat fucked with Lav, and I was fucking with like I seen Joe Blow talking all that KC shit. And I had been out of tune with KC for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, I went and did a show out there, a Rich the Factor release party after Mac Dre died, man. I kind of like fell in tune with the younger generation. Like, I knew Rich the Factor and like all the older KC, like Tech Nine, man. The Fat Tone, rest in peace, whoever. I know the older generation of rappers from Kansas City, but I wasn't really in tune with the younger crowd. You know what I mean? So. Like, once Joe Blow got into his little situation out there, I seen everybody was, like, talking about it, put it on my wavelength. I just, like, checked everybody out, did my research, and started checking out the artists out there. And I liked how they was on their shit. Like, bro, like, don't let motherfuckers from the Bay just come out here and disrespect and treat it like we some hoes and they pimping, you know what I mean? Like, come in and be respectful. It don't matter where you getting money, bro. Like, you should get it respectfully, man. Tap in with people and fuck with somebody from out there. Like, if I'm in LA or I'm in San Diego, I'm in Jersey, wherever I'm at, I'm tapped in with somebody on the ground. I don't just come out there blindly like a vigilante trying to like get money and say fuck this place and be disrespectful about how I get my check out there. You want someone else's turf, it could go down, no matter if it's sweet or not. You know what I mean? Wherever you at. So that's how I do my thing. You know what I mean? But everybody don't be looking at it like that. So. I don't know, man. I just got sidetracked, smoking this shit. Cool. Hold on, man.
But man, so we getting into the mix of the album, man. Pushing Keyz.
Yeah.
What number solo album is this, man?
I don't even keep a count, bro. I think it's like 6 or something. If I'm guessing, I don't even be keeping count on that shit, bro. I got Savage Times, I got Concepts, Contradictions, 65 G's in the Jordan briefcase. Then I got Junior High to the Pen, 1 and 2, so that's like 7, 8, 9. I probably got like 12, bro, like 10, 11, 12 actually on solo albums. And then I probably got like 5, 6, 7 mixtapes and a bunch of compilations. Got a cool little catalog. I'm getting that back repressed and put on there, you know what I mean?
Right. So Pushing Keyz is available right now, correct? It's online right now?
Yeah, it's online right now. It's on
tracks?
Pushing Keyz is 13 tracks and it's 12 tracks in the intro. It's basically like just off piano based beats, just songs. Sometimes like what was it called? Pulling strings was like guitar based beats. So it's like the opposite of pulling strings, where it's just piano based beats, and pretty much just me getting down on much piano beats as I was feeling and shit. Some people don't like piano as much as guitar. So I don't know how my fans gonna take it. I've been getting good feedback off of it since it dropped about a week and a half ago. So I ain't got to see what the sales are looking like nothing yet. It'll take like 30 days for the first charge to kick in. But it's looking good right now, man. I'm just getting that out and about and promoting that shit and gearing up for my next release. I ain't even trying to wait. I'm about to flood shit right now. I'm about to drop another album in about a month and a half. I got like 2 more projects dropping this year. So I got the R.S. Lord and I got the Over East project with bands from Chicago. It's a group album. We already finished them shits. So I got both of them dropping, and then I'm just keep pushing on this Pushin Keyz shit, you know.
Well, I got the Pushin Keyz in the deck right now. I've been on it for the last 72 hours. I ain't took it out. I'm rather pleased with the body of work, brother. I must say,
looking out, dude. I appreciate that, bro. Big time.
Man, who are some of the people that you worked with on this project?
You got Bang on there. He Bang. That's my artist from Frisco. He on 2 songs, I think. I got Frenchie from New York. Used to fuck with Gucci and Brick Squad. So Icy Boys. Some Flock. And then I got Boss Top. He used to be he from Chicago. He used to be in Chief Keef crew, but he doing some time right now on some bullshit. He got caught up too. Right after we did the song, he went to jail. And then who else on the record, man? I got Vidal Garcia. He used to go as P Child. He got a little name for himself out in the Bay. Been making good music out here for a while. So people probably might have heard of him. He did a chorus for me on that. And then that's about it, man. Wasn't a lot of features on this album. I just do songs, bro. Like when I sat down to do this record, I was just doing songs. I had like 24 songs done for the record, but then a lot of them had enough piano in them. It just wasn't fitting the album right. So I peeled a lot of the songs over to different projects. And sometimes some of my projects, like for example, like We Ain't Got None on the new album, that was actually done for Pulling Strings. That's just like 3 years old. But we just re-updated the beat and gave it a fresh mix on there, and it just fit the record. Like sometimes I do songs and they don't fit a particular project, so I sit on them and they don't feel dated. If they don't feel dated when I'm dropping them, I put them on a newer project. Like that song almost felt dated to me, but it didn't. It sounded new enough once we put the mix on it and updated a few parts of the beat. So I just be working sporadic, cool. You know, I'm getting it in right now, trying to really get it in. You know, I ain't no kid, and I'm competing with these kids. They dope, bro. They like putting in work, and they got all these new styles of rap, like everything, like refreshing to me. It's like fresh, but it's like my last leg. I gotta get my rap shit really going in the next probably year. I got about a year or two to really get this shit off the ground. Like I gotta give me some big songs, secure some big something for the radio to really warrant myself still doing this. And beside from that, I'm gonna just be trying to help the younger crowd like Young Cat and Lav and them get their music on, teach them what I learned. Aside from that, and try and get my clothing shit off, just be able to eat through the music, through my lane, still through my brand, even when I stop doing so much music. But right now, I'm gonna stay on it, you know.
So what are you telling us right now? I mean, if I was just trying to cipher through what you just said, is you telling us you only maybe got a year or two left as a rap artist?
I really don't need it no more. You know what I mean? I got my money right, Coop. So I don't need to play the rap games and play like fake friends with rappers. Like that was a big thing for my career too. I never made friends with rappers, bro. Like my whole career, I really ran with dope boys, killers, gang members, whatever fuck. And like my first 4 or 5 rap deals was literally based on drug deals behind them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So it was always some bullshit in my career, but for the first time in my career, like I got a situation that's legit now, and I'm really getting legit money, and it's not contingent upon rap, so I get it regardless. I'm caked up, and it ain't no thing to me. Like I'm really good with my situation, but I'm not gonna be falling back off rap. But I'm not trying to get into no. I wasn't saying it like I'm retiring. I was saying it like I'm not impressed with old rapper styles. Like, I'm not impressed by a rapper that's been rapping the same way for 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? Like, same way as you can't get away with wearing a 4X t-shirt in your video.